Neil Ratner Rock Doc here with a story. Excuse me. Now this week I posted about the Beatles Rooftop Concert, and since the event was such an iconic moment in rock and roll, I thought I would tell you a few things you might not know about the performance. But a little background first. All right, so the concert was always going to be the climax of a project originally called Get Back, and it was meant to be a return to the Beatles' roots, away from the studio wizardry that had dominated their recent work. So they hired a film crew and began both rehearsing and recording new material. Both the album and film were ultimately released in 1970 as Let It Be. But now for some interesting facts. Okay, so the concert was always going to be the climactic end of the film, and there were many crazy ideas about where to perform, including the Sahara Desert, the Giza Pyramids, on board the QE2, and in a 2,000-year-old Roman amphitheater in Tunisia. And believe it or not, location scouts were sent to each of these places. But in the end, the band couldn't agree. And depending on who you believe, either John, Ringo, or director Lindsay Hogue suggested doing it much closer to home on the roof of the Apple building. Now, according to Lindsay Hogue, the band gathered at the top of the stairs a couple of minutes before they were scheduled to start, and both George and Ringo didn't want to do it. But John had already made up his mind, and he said, fuck it, let's do it, and away they went. Okay. While only 21 minutes of the concert made it into the final Let It Be film, the actual performance was twice as long. During the 42-minute set, the Beatles played One After 909, two complete versions of Don't Let Me Down, Dig a Pony, and I've Got a Feeling, and three versions of Get Back, plus various incomplete takes, including a line from the Irish folk song Danny Boy. Now, the Telecaster that George Harrison played throughout the concert was custom made for him as a gift from Fender. The company was launching a new line of all rosewood guitars, and presenting the prototype to a Beatle was terrific publicity. And after many hours of labor, the guitar was flown to England on its own seat on the plane and hand-delivered to Apple headquarters. Let's listen to a little of the concert. Yeah. Was a man who thought he wasn't gonna, but he knew he couldn't. All right, it was not the nicest day when they did the concert. 45 degrees with an icy wind whipping over the West End buildings, and the threat of rain was very real. Certainly not ideal to making rock and roll. As a matter of fact, John was heard muttering between songs, "My hands are too cold to play the chords." An Apple executive held a constant stream of lit cigarettes so George Harrison would warm his fingertips. Lennon borrowed Yoko's fur coat, and Ringo borrowed his wife Maureen's red raincoat. Now, Alan Parsons engineered the concert and realized he needed some sort of a quick fix windshield for the drum and guitar amp mics. So the morning of the show, he went to a nearby department store to buy women's pantyhose. A perfect solution. Now, according to Parsons, I walked into the department store and said, "I need 3 pairs of pantyhose. It doesn't matter what size." They thought I was either a bank robber or a cross-dresser. And finally, the Beatles weren't the first to do an unauthorized Metropolitan Rooftop Concert. December 7th, 1968, Jefferson Airplane went to the roof of the Schuyler Hotel in Manhattan. They surprised the city with cries of, "Hello, New York, wake up, you fuckers, free music, nice songs, free love." Lacking permits, they would only make it through one song, a blistering version of The House at Punil Corners, before NYPD threatened arrest for noise disturbance. The band went peacefully, but their friend actor Rip Torn was busted for harassing an officer and taken away in a cruiser. Were the Beatles inspired by this? Who knows? But they were friends of the airplane, and the stunt had gotten plenty of press. Okay, that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. Neil Ratner Rock Doc. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Get back to where you want.